Manx Museum is 100 years old this year. It is home to an extraordinary collection of artefacts and archives that help tell the story of the Isle of Man and its people. To celebrate our centenary, we have curated a special exhibition and podcast, Museum 100, which will feature a kaleidoscope of treasures from our collections.
My name is Emma Cornu and I am the Library and Archives Conservator at Manx National Heritage. Today I have chosen to talk about the conservation of a poster advertising the Sulby Glen starch mills printed in the 1850s. This poster is in a large format, about 90 by 130 centimetres, which is about the size of a car windscreen. It is printed with a fairly simple two-colour block printing technique in bright primary blue and yellow ink, with the white colour of the paper providing another colour and a green created where the blue and yellow overlap. The main title text, Thomas Hall's Patent Starch, stands out in bright white capital letters created within the shape of two flowing scrolls in blue stretching across the poster. The background is primarily in block yellow ink, and at the centre is the royal coat of arms. There is an elaborate blue and white border printed around the yellow background to frame the central image and text. The additional text printed in green, where the two colours overlap, reads, "For linen of snowy whiteness and elastic stiffness, use Thomas Hall's celebrated patent starch. As used in the Royal Laundry, Balmoral. Does not adhere to the iron. Sole manufacturers Sulby Glen Starch Company, Works, Ramsey, Isle of Man." Before this was digitised to go on iMuseum, I conserved this poster so the image was clear and complete as originally intended. It was protected from further degradation and so it could be handled safely. If you take a closer look at the digitised image on iMuseum, you may notice a blotchy appearance in the blue areas and some slightly darker patches along the bottom edge. This indicates that the poster was stored in a damp place. The moisture had made the ink run and fade in parts, has created tide lines and allowed mould to grow. The poster came to me with large bits missing from the corners and the edges. There were holes in various places, heavy creases where it had been folded, and brown stains from the water and mould damage. I had the advantage of having more than one copy of this poster, so after selecting the one in the best condition, I was also able to borrow missing sections from the rejected posters to rebuild the lost parts on the chosen copy. After cleaning off dust and dirt, pressing out the creases and repairing the tears and small holes, I could reconstruct the missing parts of the elaborate border pattern. I used a clear piece of plastic sheet to trace around the edges and then transferred this to the spare pieces of pattern from the duplicate posters, attempting to match the repeat pattern as closely as possible, which was a tricky but very satisfying job. I then adhered these into place to recreate a complete border. Next time you're in iMuseum, search for the Sulby Glen starch poster. If you look closely along the bottom edge and bottom corners, you might just be able to detect where I have replaced the lost parts.